Hi, it's Rob here from the Gym Tent. I hope you're well. Grab yourself a pint of water, find some nice chilled out music to go in the background, and welcome to the mobility method. Today we are looking at ankle, thigh, back mobility, and we're going to try and get you moving through those hips just a little bit more supplely. So trying to get the pelvis to oscillate, trying to get the hips to move. Great workout. Grab yourself a pint of water, take a drink, take a sip, let it run your lips. Cheers. Let's go for it. Okay, so from there, find yourself a space. Just check around one way, check around the other, make sure your hands aren't going to go into any light fittings. And from there, we're just going to slowly just stretch across our body. Feel the rotation through the column of our spine. We're going to web our fingers up nice and wide, chest lifted up nice and high. And that shoulder's going to come underneath our chin each time. From there, stretching up high and over the top. Webbing the fingers up nice and wide. And from there, we're going to side flex. Each time those hips are moving side to side. Big long reach either side. And from there, we're going to forward hinge. Slowly come back up. Now don't worry about if you can touch your toes or not. That's not what this is about. This is simply about movement. Keep those feet, that fist gap apart. Drive the pelvis forward. Lift the chest at the top point. And pull your shoulder blades back into position. From there, we're going to work through a heel kick. Nice and high. You can swing those arms forward and backwards. Arms brushing past our hips each time. From there, we're going to flex up the knees. Each time, those hands coming over to our knees each time. Big stretch and big movement. And from there, release. We're going to swing again round the body. Now, each time you get round to one side, you're going to bounce once, then twice, roll back, and the other side. Up and around, up and around. And again. So each time you're getting round, you're going slowly, you're finding that rotation, you're finding that boundary that's preventing you from getting further around on each movement. Now, as you do this, now come back to the middle, just shake out your pelvis and your hips. You want to have a fist gap between your feet and your second toe is nice and parallel. I want you to do the same movement. Now, as you rotate round, we're going to bounce 5 times to the right, and then we're going to bounce 5 times to the left. We need to ensure that the toes to the heels are flat down to the floor. The big toe to the little toe engaged down to the ground as well. We're going to rotate round again. And back again. Using the strength of our back, our shoulders, our hips, turn again. Each time looking for 5 rotations either way. Pelvis trying to stay forward, trying to gain a bit further on that rotation each time. Back again. And from there, release it out. Okay, so now I want you to, if you're on a laminate floor, grab yourself a mat so that you can protect your toes. From here, we're going to work on our toe and ankle mobility. So we're going to make sure our feet are that fist gap apart. Toes to heel, flat down to the floor. We drive our pelvis forward and we lift our chest. Each time, those knuckles are going to drive forward and back down to the ground each time. Toe to heel, flat down to the floor each movement. Big toe to little toe, square down to the ground. And from here, we're just going to work. So standing on our right foot, we're going to flex that left foot all the way forward, rolling over the top of that knuckle. You make that foot into a crescent moon position. Each time that foot comes back down to the ground, square down. Now, as we go through here, we're going to allow the knee to track forward over the second toe. And we're going to allow a little bit of prance and effectively what's called ballistic stretching onto this. We're going to bounce that leg through 5 times and bring the foot flat back down to the ground. Work again. We go 2, 3, 4, and 5. Slowly bring the foot back down again. Working it through. Drive the pelvis forward, bring the shoulders back. Drive through the foot. And again, work it through. This might feel a bit painful for you as well, but I need to make sure that as you're working through that foot, that you're really rounding over the big toe. Now, if you're finding you're doing this and you're struggling with that, I highly recommend you go and see a good sports massage therapist or maybe a podiatrist or a chiropodist or somebody that can help you try and get some movement and some flexibility into that big toe. Perhaps you struggle with plantar fasciitis, perhaps you waddle through in your walk, maybe as you're running. Let's change foot. So if you are finding that, take the time to invest in some real quality help and experience that's going to help you out. And again, we're trying to get all the way over the knuckles down to the ground. If you're doing this on a hard floor, then make sure that you've got something comfy underneath it. Again, if not obvious yet, then please make sure you are doing this in bare foot so you can actually feel the full movement of the knuckles of your foot rolling over and backwards. From here, we're now going to work through ankle movements. So we're going to work the same movements, simply swinging the arms forward and back. We're looking at a chest lift, the knees tracking the toes. We're keeping the feet at fist gap apart. We're driving forward on the feet. The shoulders stay back. And I want you to feel that all the toes are working together in your feet. If you're feeling you're rounding off to the right or to the left, so you're going lateral, medial, whichever way you're going with your feet, I want you to try and correct that. So the knuckles are going down to the floor each time. As we feel from big toe to little toe across the foot, you can feel the natural movement and prominence of the foot. Allow the knee to track forward. Allow the toe to come back to the floor each time. Allow the heel to come back to the floor each time. Feel that extension. Feel that plantar flexion. Feel that pronation. Feel that dorsiflexion each time. And just try and get a little bit further each time. Now, if you're struggling for balance, of course, always grab a wall to keep going or grab the back end of a chair. But I want you to be feeling that everything is in plane. And the more you do of this, the more you should be able to feel that you can move the roll off the front foot through to the second toe. So we're lifting the chest, we're driving the pelvis forward, and we're trying to get this plantar flexion movement, rolling and using the whole of the foot. You should feel that the little toes stay ground to the floor as you're walking through. And you should find an increased range of movement through the knee joint. It's really important. Okay, so from here, standing on the right foot, We're going to roll the foot out wide, front, side, and back. So you're going to make it into a figure of 8. So we're going to go side, front, side, and back. Side, front, side, and back. You might need to take the standing leg out just a little bit wider. Again, as always, keep all these movements safe, relevant, and effective for you. You're trying to get as much movement through that ankle as possible. Let's change foot. Let's work the other side. Back in and go again. Might feel a few crunks coming out of the ankles and the toes. Keep that movement strong. Really good. And again, turn the ankle, turn lateral, come back down again. 2 more here. One more here. Round on the side, back to the base. Good work. Shake it out. From here, we're going to stand on our right leg. We're going to have our feet fist gap apart, and we're going to lift the left leg off the floor. We're going to lift our chest up through, and we're going to circumduct the left leg. Again, if you need the balance of the chair, then work through. Now, as you take the leg out wide, we lift, and we feel the strength of the side of our hip muscles. The toe points away, the lift is strong, the lower is considered. It's strong lift, and it's slow lower. Now, as this leg comes forward, brace the abdominals. As the leg comes behind, engage the glutes. Plantar flex, point through the toe. Keep the strength strong through the hip. Now your standing leg is about to get very, very tired. Keep moving it. 2 more here. Big, wide, plantar flex toe. Big stretch and move. And release. Walk it out. Especially if that calf just got a bit tight underneath you. Feel that release. Grab a drink of water. Excellent. Coming back again. So again, try and develop the hip mobility. We stand with our feet that fist gap apart. The big toes medially turn in slightly. Gaining the balance through. Drive your pelvis forward. Lift the leg out wide to the side. And we're going to circumduct here. So nice big circles. Pelvis driven forward. Chest lifted. It's a big circle on the legs. Again, we're looking for that extension through the hip as far as you can take it. Point the toe, keep the balance. If you've got the strength in the abdominals here, you can raise the arms up slightly higher or elongate overhead. See how your balance is. Can you keep the coordination? The higher you stretch, the more you're going to utilize all these muscles around the side of your pelvis that stabilize around the hip. Not often we get elongation through the upper body and a circumducting leg, is it? So this is becoming a little bit more tricky. We're building our proprioception of our brain and the rest of our body. And release. Walk it out. Shake out that hip because it's going to have got tight. Grab another sip of water. And let's go back and work it again. So again, the fist, stay that fist gap apart. Again, we drive the pelvis forward, we stand on the right leg. We take the left leg out, and we circle down. Now, if you went forwards last time, you're going to go counterclockwise this time, so change up the direction. Again, stretch up nice and high. Roll through the leg. Five more here. 4 more here. 3 more here. 2 more here. Last one. And release. Shake it out. Stretch it out. Again, standing hips got tight. Move it out. Shake it out. Let's go again. Feet fist gap apart. It's great. If you start feeling the rock and the pelvis movement here now, really starting to strengthen up on the lateral sides. Let's go again. Lift it out. Stretch and elongate if you've got it. Try and remember which way you went last time with the hips. Lift the chest. Circumvent the leg. Five more here. 4 more here. 3 more here. Come on, kick it up and over. Control the movement though. Quite easy to start swinging it around. Can you keep the strength? And release. Shake it out. Good work. Okay, give your kick out on the legs. Give it a good heel kick up behind as well. Really nice work. We drop down into the floor here. We need to stretch out the whole of the body here. So you would have found there that you got a little bit tight on the lateral side of the gluteal group. So from here, we're just going to bring the feet in. We're going to work on our rock and roll. So we're going to drop the knees over to the right side, trying to keep our left shoulder blade down to the floor. The feet stay stacked one on top of the other. The knees are the same as well. You feel a nice stretch all the way through, perhaps the chest if you're tight here, and also through the lateral side of the hip as well. If you're finding it difficult to keep this left arm down to the floor, grab onto a chair leg or a weight or something that will allow that shoulder blade to stay back. I want you to keep your head facing up towards the ceiling, and then we're slowly going to pull those knees back up tall again. Again, once again, they go over to the right side. The chest opens up. And the palm is facing up to the ceiling again. Slowly the legs come back up, knees up to the ceiling. And again, the knees drop to the side. And again, knees drop to the side again. Again, we slowly control the knees back up. Now, let's swap over to the other side. Knees drop to the side and just hold. Again, the right shoulder blade's got to stay back down to the ground, the palm facing up to the ceiling. Again, check that the head is comfortable on the ground behind and that the nose is facing directly up to the ceiling. Again, if you need to try and keep this arm down to the floor, the right arm down, grab yourself a weight or hold onto a chair. Try and keep that right shoulder blade back into position. Slowly bring those knees back up again. Let's rock them to the side again. Again, those knees come back up to the ceiling. Working the last two here again. Relaxing the lower back, getting as much rotation through those knees again. If you do a lot of running or water sports, golf, tennis, anything that involves rotation, it's a great little exercise. Knees come back up again. I'm just going to work one more here. And from there, release, extending both legs, stretching the arms up overhead. And just take a slow, deep breath in for 4. And slowly breathe out for 4 as well. Again, slow, deep breath in for 4. Slow exhale for 4. And from there, release. From there, slowly taking yourself back up through to standing. And just from there, just take a moment to just rotate around on the pelvis. Get as much rotation here. Just feel how much more supple that is. Really, really great way of training. Lovely way to get those feet moving. If you're finding some struggles with your toe movement, your foot movement, your ankle mobility, your knee, your hips, really do recommend you go and see a really good sports therapist that can help you out with that movement. As always, make sure you drink plenty of water after that training session. If you did it live, give me as much information in the comments below, or if you did it on feedback as well, or replay, hashtag replay as well. If I can help at all, thank you so much for your training and all your time. I really do appreciate it. And we'll see you next time for the next one. Cheers. Hydrate well. See you next time.